Good now, everybody, and welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show. It is your place for helpful news, commentary, and of course, answers to your crypto questions. Evan, Alex here. We're streaming live to YouTube, to Twitter, to TikTok. If you're watching, you already know that. If you're watching in the future, then what the heck are you doing? Why aren't you here yet? We're live Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's morning somewhere, so...
Good morning, the Rise Up Morning Show.
Wow. Shout out to Keith again for that jingle that just never gets old, does it, Alex?
No, it truly doesn't.
Oh, some things just never get old. If you've got a crypto question, feel free to leave it in the comments. And while our friends get here, I want to read you this comment from Mel, who's backstage on TikTok. She says, so I'm thinking of doing a business case for that idea we talked about in class. Thank you so much. And of course, she's talking about the Web3 101 class that we've been cooking on for a while, that we decided to offer for free this month to people in the community. And Alex, it was a hit, man.
I was going to say, so how did it, obviously I talked to you before, then I was doing some more hurricane stuff. So how'd it go?
Well, while you were battening down the hatches, we were tightening up our nuts and bolts of another kind. We went over what it is, why it matters. We talked a lot about wallets and keys. We demystified some jargon. And then we took everybody through Coinbase Wallet as an example of how to set up a hot non-custodial wallet, how to buy, sell, send, receive. It was a lot of quick, dirty stuff that I hope people are tweaking around with on their own. And Mel is specifically talking about the business suggestion I said to give some industrious entrepreneur to make it easy to escrow experiences, assets, etc. for crypto wallet users. Because Alex, how many times has this happened to you that you open your new crypto wallet or a wallet you've had for a while and you see a token that you just don't recognize there? And it is cluttering up space in your wallet. You're looking for something, and somebody like you whose wallet is, you're using a social wallet probably that maybe has an ENS domain that somebody could find. Your wallet is probably full of crap, like a windshield just full of junk at the strip mall,
Yeah, my Phantom and my MetaMask are hellscapes of bullshit.
So I made the comment that would be a great thing for some industrious entrepreneur to work on, is to give people more permission about what kinds of things actually go to live in their wallet, so they don't have to worry about interacting with some foolishness. And that's kind of where we left it, is with resources for the future, how to cash out your crypto. And I am so looking forward to the next class in this series. I actually just posted it to the premium members in our Discord. It's going out to everybody today. I'm going to publish it in a newsletter and in the just general chat. It's going to be how to stop losing money in crypto, the most common scams and schemes, and how to avoid them. And of course, if people want to check out the Web3 101 course, we're going to do it live again next month. We are also selling the recording in perpetuity forever for just $15, as low as $6 if you're a premium member. And the key to premium membership, my friends, is just to head on over to the riseupmorningshow.com. We can tell you more about it later. But what you need to know is this month, we're doing free live classes, 1 a week, 15 slots free. Got to go sign up. Jump in the Discord if you haven't already. Alex, where's our little ticker for the Discord? Oh, it's right here. It's discord.gg/riseup. If you're watching on TikTok, it's right here. It's totally free to join this community. And that's our thing all month. We're doing live, free crypto education on focused topics that you've asked for. So get in the community and check those out. Alex did a really beautiful job on some of the hard resources that people are going to get. If you get the class or you get the recording, you get this lovely guide that we went through, all the notes, the transcript. It's just beautiful. So I hope that you'll be able to join us. I hope the hurricane doesn't take you out, because I really did miss having you, especially for the end with the Q&A. I think it'll be even better if we can be there together, man. What could be better?
I think it should be all right. It doesn't seem like, famous last words, but we should be good.
Didn't you just get a hurricane?
Yeah, but 'tis the season.
Well, 'tis the season to be hurricaning. So if you've got a crypto question, let us know. If you're joining on YouTube, if you're joining on Twitter, and of course, if you're hanging out with us here on TikTok, we would love to hear from you. On TikToks, Mel says, Alex, you've got quite an echo. Hang on, let me see.
It's fixed. It's my fault. It's not you. It's me. You're good. Don't worry about it. Sorry, guys.
Shucks, man. I was so nervous. I was like, I haven't changed the settings. I haven't done a darn thing over here.
So for context,
Yeah.
we've been doing the show for almost 2 years.
And
But we've only
content
been-
for a lot longer than that, right?
a lot longer than that. And yet we still struggle with two basic things. Setting up a basic Google Meet and getting everyone in there and audible. And then also this is the multi-stream thing is new. And so I just forgot I have two audio inputs over here competing with each other. So one of them has to be muted. And obviously I'll go with the better mic. So thank you, Mel, because I completely forgot to mute
Well,
my
hey,
phone.
you know, man, this just goes to show you we're learning all the time. I had yesterday, what was I doing? In the live course, I apologize to everybody who's going to get the recording because I was on the web looking at Coinbase wallet. And you know how it is. Wallets have different
On the
interfaces,
web.
even on the web versus, in a web browser versus on mobile. And I was looking and they've changed something, or I have just forgotten it since last time I was there. And it was a really nice moment to get to show folks like, we do this every day all the time. This is we feel really comfortable here. And even still, we'll go onto a site that we know and be like, oh, well, I thought they had this feature, but I guess they don't. So, don't worry about, just get to show people in a time and place when it can be really stressful to not know where something is in crypto. Like it's okay. You're going to find it. You're not going to break it.
I mean, what's funny though, because I think that you touched on another thing that I notice about us all the time is that yes, we've been doing this for years, and like yes, we're here every day. But when people ask me, like it used to be better, I used to be way better about it. But now if I get thoughts on whatever, there's an 85% chance I've never heard of it. And I just find that really funny. Like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I make content about crypto. Oh, what do you think about whatever project? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Right. Absolutely no idea. That's why I have soundboard Alex, because if somebody asks me, there's a good chance that I can say,
and that's just bullshit.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's a fair chance I don't like it. Because it's crypto, but isn't that funny? I think about that sometimes, how it's like something that I love so much that I'm like so excited about that I think about all the time, and yet how 80% of the examples of it in practice just make me sad inside. And 80 is probably generous.
80 is probably generous, I would say.
I mean, honestly, it's
to
super
90.
generous.
Maybe 95, maybe 99.
I mean, well, if you think about it, how many are there? Millions, millions now, including the pump funds.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, and I like. How many do we like? A dozen? That's pretty bad margins.
Yeah, it's pretty bad margins. It's I would agree. It's pretty bad margins. We got a couple questions coming in here on TikTok. I want to remind you that if you would prefer to watch us on YouTube, if you prefer to watch us on Twitter, you can find us at all those places. And the best way to get the official links for the show is by checking out the riseupmorningshow.com. We'll walk you through the website later. I got to say a special hello to my friend Sal DeGuardia, true radio connoisseur of Crypto Radio Network fame. I hope that you enjoy the show, Sal. If you've got a crypto question, let us know. And of course, please feel free to come up and say hi. If you're a member of the community, you can use the request button down below. Otherwise, do your best to get a question in the comment or leave it in the Rise Up Discord. One of the comments that rolled through said somebody has seen the new Deadpool movie, and apparently Ryan Reynolds and I, in the scenes where he has long hair, are the same guy in different fonts.
Wow.
Like you and me, Alex. I have not seen it
that.
yet. We do have a couple of questions, though, or a couple of comments on the note of user experience, that they don't make it easy right now to transfer from Coinbase to Coinbase Wallet. But there is an interface where you can connect your accounts so that some things are pretty easy. Alex, I don't know if you've experienced this. Like if you have a USDC balance on Coinbase, or you have a connected bank on Coinbase, they make it easy to load those kind of things and swap them back and forth. At least on mobile is my experience. My experience is that the mobile is a little more user-friendly, but it might just be my personal preference. I'm not sure if you have a strong preference, Alex, for either of those things, but I feel like the Coinbase Smart Wallet plays better with the Coinbase app when you're going back and forth on mobile, or some of the features are a little easier to see integrated. Might just be what you prefer.
I mean, I think I would be lying if I said I had given both of them a fair enough shake to say for sure, because I
Also
do
fair.
almost all of it on my desktop, which I just really like.
Yeah.
Um, hey, Junk
Welcome,
Wax.
Junk Wax.
I was gonna say actually, if I give one little tidbit, it is really helpful if you guys have a second at any point during the stream, even if you don't want to watch the thing on YouTube, to
Oh yeah.
toss a like and a subscribe over there, because we are working on getting that channel. It's not allowed to be monetized yet because it needs to hit a few metrics first. The two metrics that matter are watch hours, which is 4,000, which is a lot more daunting than it actually is. It sounds worse than it is. The big one is 1,000 subscribers, and we are 193 away.
We're cooking, man. That's great. We crossed the 800 mark. We've been slowly and steadily climbing over there. I noticed we usually get to like 5 or 6 subscribers a day in the last couple of weeks. So thank you to everybody who's been subscribing. We really appreciate it.
My dad can beat up your dad.
Not what I meant to say. What I meant to say was thank you. Thank you very much. You can go subscribe and like us. Really, really like us at youtube.com/faceless_labs, or you can just find the link at the Rise Up Morning Show. Alex, I wanted to get your opinion on a story while we're waiting for folks to bring some questions in. I don't know if you've seen this, the Tornado Cash developments lately. They've had a ruling from Catherine Fela that we haven't covered on the show, and she's made some rulings in other areas of crypto law that are important. But have you seen what's happened lately in the Tornado Cash case?
No.
Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, I think personally, this is the most important lawsuit happening in cryptocurrency right now. You know that the SEC is trying to sue Ripple. You know that Coinbase is under legal scrutiny. You know that all these things are happening.
It has implications in a lot of other areas. And before Evan does the entire breakdown,
please.
For context, the reason that it's so impactful is because at its core here, the thing that we're getting at is code, and the equivalency to speech. Is code speech? Is code protected? If you do something with a piece of code and someone else takes it and uses it for something malicious, should you be held accountable? The Telegram founder, CEO, whatever, has been arrested for the exact same idea, wherein he was accused of not doing enough or anything to protect people on Telegram from doing illegal shit.
Hey there, Will Watson. Everybody on YouTube, everybody on Twitter. We just brought in our first call-in guest, aka our friend and host, Mr. William Watson. What's going on, man? I thought you weren't going to be here today, brother.
Time out. I can't hear him.
I can't hear you either, Will. I can't hear a darn thing you're saying, which is weird because I've got no, hang on. Let's well, I don't think it's us here. Come on and try again, Will, and give your comment on this Tornado Cash story. For the folks on YouTube who can't see him, he really was there. We're not just imagining things. I promise. Let's see if we can't get him back. I heard him, they said. Let's double check.
Huh.
Might just be us.
It could be us.
Yeah.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. There he is.
Hello.
Welcome and good morning, Will.
Oh, okay, nice. I like everyone. It's like I saw him and heard him like a ghost.
I thought you weren't going to be here today, Will. I'm so glad you're here.
I wasn't gonna, but I then made my morning update video for Bitcoin, and then I just let everybody know about events. And I was like, okay, like this feels nice. And I was like, I'll be here for a little bit. I won't be here for a little bit. I have so much work stuff to catch up on. I'm like inundated by 200 emails, and I've just every single time I tried to work on Friday and opened up my laptop. I sent out 3 emails and took 1 quick call, and then for those of you guys who don't know, one of my very close best friends in the world died a number of days ago in a motorcycle accident. And I then got I got the dates for the wake and for the funeral. And I just got that on my phone. I just put it down and went to my work laptop and I was like, all right, Guinness. All right, let's do this.
Well,
I was like Guinness and cigar at 10:15 in the morning.
if it
I
helps,
was like,
Will,
all
just
right, we're gonna be on this balcony right now and just work through this.
just forward me the emails, Will, and I'll answer them for you.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
I'll do a
'Cause
great job.
There
I'm very
actually might be 370 of them because someone replied all to a company all email. And then what happens is you then have everyone hit reply all to take me off this list. And so it's just
a cascade.
it's fun.
Well, we're glad that you're here with us, man. If you want to join the StreamYard and look at our new fun, cool tool, you can use the link in the Discord that we've sent you to our super secret chat where we talk about everything like who our favorite viewers are. And I'm just kidding. We'll let you up there. You have to use another device to do it, and then you'll have to mute TikTok. But also don't worry about it because now, you know, it gives the ambiance that you're like our calling friend who's, you know, who knows where he is.
Sure.
He's on the show. He's just a disembodied voice. But eventually we want to get you there.
It really does more to.
I'll check it out later and I'll talk to you guys
No problem.
tonight about it.
No problem, man.
Perfect.
We'll get you all caught up. So I would love to hear what you've been thinking about the markets, etc. But can I finish this story real quick and bring you guys up to speed on Tornado Cash and what's happening? Please. Alex laid the table exactly right. This is a free speech issue that has implications far beyond crypto. And in September, I was letting folks know U.S. District Judge Catherine Fela ruled that while code could be potentially protected, it loses that protection when it's used to operate or support an illegal activity, like transmitting funds that evade sanctions is the example there for Tornado Cash, the piece of software they've used. And for folks who don't know, we can go over Tornado Cash in a second if you're not clear what that is. But the reason it's troubling for developers in the DeFi space is because it sets the precedent that open source software, which Tornado Cash is, even if it's intended for neutral purposes, if it can lead to some sort of criminal liability somewhere, then it can lead to criminal liability for the people who coded it. This is sorry, go ahead. Isn't that wild? You think it's fair? I think that's wild, man. In that case,
which court? Which level of court?
This is the U.S. District Court.
Oh yeah, no, that'll get turned down by the Supreme Court. It'll go up there.
I mean, I hope so. I'm sure there's a crypto literate lawyer who is ready to represent. Roman Storm is the co-founder that is dealt with in this particular decision. There's also Alexei Pertsev, but the reason it's troubling for people who don't understand is that there are other decentralized projects. Monero comes to mind, privacy coins like that, but also even like Ether, man, that I think could be scrutinized and deemed illegal if they apply the same reasoning. I think you could apply the same reasoning to physical assets like gold and money, frankly, honestly. So I'm curious, Will, you think it'll be struck down at the next level?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it went all the way to the Supreme Court because of how sweeping it is.
It will go to the Supreme Court for two reasons. First of all, if those of you who don't know, the Supreme Court doesn't have to take any case.
No.
They just take the ones that they're most interested in. So they'll be very interested in this for two reasons, one of which it involves the First Amendment, which is the right to free speech, as well as the right to meet in a public space and have discourse. And since this is First Amendment, boom. So that gets the Supreme Court's attention. The other thing, too, is the Supreme Court is super, super, super interested in free speech on the internet. And this is going to affect the internet. This is going to affect the entire tech sector as well. And the Supreme Court in particular is very much so in defense of the First Amendment on the internet, which is nice. The other thing, too, the reason why I'll go to the Supreme Court is because it's potentially going to impact the U.S. economy to the tunes of billions of dollars, because the entire tech industry is built upon this open source culture. And it would be detrimental to the U.S. economy in a very big way. So it'll go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will strike it down. I'd be shocked if they didn't. I'd be shocked if they didn't.
I would too. I think that's far and away the most likely outcome. Something that's interesting to think about too are the similarities, because there are some with the Silk Road case.
Yeah.
Just in that, you have here in both instances platforms that were written and created and of course we know how Silk Road went with old Ross and there is a couple big differences though there. Like you might, I said might, be able to make a little bit of a case that like Tornado Cash is a privacy platform and not inherently meant to do nefarious things with, whereas Silk Road was sort of explicitly designed to do malicious and nefarious things.
Yeah.
It was meant to be illegal Craigslist. So few differences there, but of course you still have a relatively large calling internationally to free Ross, following his incarceration after the Silk Road. So I could imagine that
even Donald Trump weighed in on it.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I just say that to say it is a notorious thing. It's a main stage issue.
I personally, I think if a politician mentions Ross, it's because someone paid them to mention him.
I'm sure they did.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't care about that.
Every that's one of the reasons why this is going to get us slightly off topic, but I'll be fast. That's one of the reasons why it's like so much about politics is identity politics.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Totally.
policy to actually like change people's lives, because it gets people emotionally charged and it's like a super easy, lazy thing to talk about, as well as a super easy, lazy thing to implement in some way, shape, or form. Typically, the president can do that kind of stuff. You don't have to go through Congress. You can be like, look, see, I did the things. And people are like, that's awesome. Why am I still poor? And they're like, that's because we're not doing anything important. Because, yeah.
Will, you make a very good point, Will, that it's all identity politics, including the people who are lamenting the fact that identity politics exists. And I do think it's funny. You know how there's like buzzy things politically, like every single election. And of course, now in crypto, we hear a lot of that because you're combining the buzz of politics with the buzz of crypto into the same narrative, which is wild to watch because it's just buzz on buzz. However,
buzz on buzz.
It's true. Buzz on buzz. What the one that I find the funniest right now is that we all keep throwing the word policy around as if anybody gives a shit or even knows like what they are. Like nobody, you don't care. If you're telling me that like you hate all of so and so's policies, you don't care. Don't lie to me. It's okay. Almost nobody cares. I vividly remember like back in the day when you could have like lengthy policy discussions. Dude, they're so boring. They're so boring and so dry. I mean, that's what I did for my whole college.
They are.
Just, like,
and all that changed
policy.
In that first debate in that Republican like candidate nomination, where basically I think, oh God, what's the guy? Shane Gillis has the best joke where it's like Jeb Bush is like, we should have better education. Everyone's like, yes, better education.
Yes,
Ted Cruz is like, I want a stronger military. And people are like, we like the military. That is nice. And then Donald Trump's just like, Ted Cruz is ugly. And everyone's like, oh, shit. Oh, what? You can just do that? You can just call him ugly? Ted Cruz.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, no. We need to have some decorum here. Shut up, you ugly bitch.
Yeah, basically.
And then U.S. politics was changed forever.
Yeah. And then you toss in crypto degens into that discussion and...
Oh, yeah, it's good soup.
Cliff.
It's good soup.
Us.
Well, listen, let me read you a couple of these comments that folks chimed in with because some of them are good. And then I wonder if
we took this sideways.
No, don't listen, man. That's what we do here on the Rise Up Morning Show. We will take your crypto questions sideways, and if it's ugly, we'll call it out. Will, I want to prep you because while we have you, people are curious about a market update, and I would love to kick that to you, especially since we haven't heard from you for a while. But on your way there, here are some thoughts to think about. Ace and Morty has a really good comment that says, "Everyone knows what you do in a bathroom, but we still have doors for privacy." Nick Johnson expressed some support for Tornado Cash, but also talks about leveling the playing field, making it more fair. Wait until churches accept crypto. Surprise, some of them already do. And Will, for context, one of the questions that we had that made me think we got to talk about the market is, Adam specifically asks, do you think we'll see a 54K Bitcoin before an extremely bullish rally? I've been seeing a lot of people saying, it's darkest before the storm. The end is coming. October was canceled, but Christmas is on the way, baby. What are you thinking? How are you feeling this week?
Yeah, so it's Interesting. So the reason why 54K was picked, and I've been highlighting 54K as a potential area to fall to as well, is because there is a gap on the chart. If you don't know what a gap is created on the futures chart, which trades like the traditional financial market. So it closes at 5, closes on Friday. It's open Monday through Friday, basically 9:30 to 4:30. But the thing is, Bitcoin is 24/7. So if that closes and Bitcoin's at this price, but by the time it reopens, Bitcoin is at this price, there's a gap in the chart. And gaps have a tendency to get filled. So if there's a gap lower down, the price of Bitcoin can go up and then come back and it wants to fill that gap, right? And vice versa. If it's up, it's go up and fill that price, okay? Not all the time, but like 97, 98% of the time. There are gaps that don't get filled. And there's a gap at 54K. So we've been highlighting that. If there is a correction that we get, I think we go down to 54K, fill that gap, and then off to the races for Q4. Now, I just released an update video this morning where I'm like, I didn't talk about the 54K gap, and I just talk about us potentially going to 61.5K. The reason why is we have too many really bullish things on the weekly chart. So zoom out, the weekly chart is more important than the daily chart. Daily chart is more important than your 4-hour, your 2-hour, your 1-hour, your 30. All that kind of becomes more garbage the smaller time frame you go down. So when we look at Bitcoin's chart on the weekly time frame, we see a clear higher low. We've got a bunch of key exponential moving averages, and there's also a chart. And if you don't know what I'm talking about right here, like a higher low, if you don't know what that means, I mean, pretty sad. There's a higher low, right? That's a bullish indicator. There's also an indicator there that you can see very clearly on the weekly time frame called 3 white soldiers. It's 3 green candles in a row. And we had a red candle last week, which is fine. But 3 green candles in a row is a very bullish indicator. It is a sign that the bear trend that you were in, which we've been in since March, is about to end. Okay? And then the last thing too is if you look at the chart and you zoom out even more, you can see we're in a very long, it's called a bull flag pattern, where you have price go up and then Bitcoin went up in March, and then we kind of did this. That is the pole, that is the flag, that is also a bullish indicator. And right now we have the quite literal textbook definition breakout setup that you need to break out of it bullishly, which from a technical analysis standpoint would send Bitcoin to $90,000. Now, what we would have happen over the next few days for that to happen is Bitcoin would find support on the key weekly exponential moving average, which is right around 62 to 61.5K. Also, weekends, there's a saying, and it's true. When crypto has a Sunday pump, it has a Monday dump. And today we're getting that Monday dump. We're getting that Sunday pumps, Monday dumps, right? Don't trust a weekend rally because Monday it typically corrects. So today we're getting that correction. I showed that today, maybe even tomorrow. Don't be shocked to see Bitcoin be red or sideways. And Bitcoin could be sideways for this week potentially. And the bullish setup that I told you about, still totally in play, right? Totally, absolutely in play. We could go sideways this week or a little bit up. But from a TA standpoint, it looks like Bitcoin is getting ready to rip for Q4. However, if we get some bad economic data this Thursday, and this Thursday we're getting CPI data and jobless claims data this Thursday. So Thursday is a big day. If jobless claims data, that's the most important piece.
Didn't we just get those, Will?
Yeah, but you get them weekly. You get weekly jobless claims data.
See, man, that's why I got you. I thought jobs was a monthly thing. I saw the last ones come out and I was like, look at this. This is going great.
The last ones
They were good.
The monthly jobs. You have weekly jobless claims reports and you have quarterly jobless claims reports.
Got it.
The last one we got was quarterly, and this one will be another weekly one. So again, we're just kind of keeping our eyes on jobless claims data because that's the one thing that could really set markets into a lot of fear, because the recession fears are still right there in the back of the mind of everybody. And if we see jobless claims data start to go up, those recession fears come to the front of your brain real fast, right? And so that's the key piece of data. So if that comes in and it's still pretty good, pretty positive, we're not seeing jobless claims starting to roll over, then we're set up to have one hell of a Q4 in crypto, in my personal opinion.
So Christmas is not necessarily canceled.
No, and if we do get a fall to 54K, another thing too is if you zoom out to the monthly chart, the past 3 months have really long wicks as opposed to the bodies of the candles. And that's because you see the whales come in and they have loved Bitcoin anywhere in the 50,000 range. They have bought up Bitcoin like crazy. The amount of whale accumulation that's happened in those ranges is the highest it's ever been in Bitcoin's history.
Wow.
So they love 50,000 Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does go down to fill that gap at 54K, I expect it to be filled and to find support and to either be a double bottom or a higher low, in which case, cool, I'm dollar cost averaging personally into Aerodrome. If Aerodrome goes down, like even if Aerodrome gets to it, I'm gonna say something without giving context. If Aerodrome gets to $1.50, which is the extension of its current bullish breakout that it's in, it's at $1.20 right now. It should get to $1.50, $1.60 before it has any like sizable correction, in my personal opinion. If I buy at $1.50 now, because of what I'm expecting Bitcoin to do, just from a TA standpoint, that $1.50 is going to be very profitable in just a handful of weeks, maybe a month and a half or so. So it's like, I'm just dollar cost averaging into Aerodrome, and I'm doing so with a very good sized stack of money. And so I'm pretty damn confident, unless we start getting some really bad jobless claims data, which I was really worried about with the strike. But since the strike ended so quickly, we kind of avoided the biggest economic, because the war in the Middle East, yes, it is bad, of course, horrific. But like from a macroeconomic standpoint, so long as the United States is not on the battlefield with Iran, which is a possibility, there is not a major economic impact on this. You'll see prices in oil go up a little bit based on speculation, but it's not like Lebanon and Israel are huge manufacturers of oil, as compared to the grand scheme of things. So like, it's a horrible thing, but there isn't a huge economic impact so long as that conflict stays small. Whereas the strikes were an absolute economic catastrophe if they kept going on. But they only lasted for like 3 or 4 days. So, yeah. So, we avoided the big thing that was really going to send unemployment through the roof in the United States. And we thankfully avoided that. And also the union workers, basically got what they were asking for. So I think that's a win-win all around.
I don't want to get us too distracted on it. I think I might be a little more bearish on the war stuff just because of how, we're closer to midnight on the nuclear calendar probably than any other time in humanity. But
Cuban Missile Crisis, but
but we're talking about 2024, baby. It is wild to think about how quickly things can change. In terms of like fear and certainty, I really noticed a shift in public sentiment. Now we're getting more jobs numbers Thursday, and are we getting any other? We're not getting any other big reports this week.
Well, we have CPI data, which is also important to look at Thursday as well, and then on Friday we get PPI inflation. So they're both inflationary numbers. CPI is consumer price index.
Yeah.
PPI is producer price index. I think that's what the first P stands for. So CPI is the inflation that we experience when you go to the grocery store, when you go buy gas, when you go and rent a car, when you're renting an apartment or buying a house. For PPI, that is the inflation of goods that a manufacturer they buy ore to turn into steel bars. That's the inflation that a retailer experiences from then buying the ore, or then for them buying the steel to then go to the construction company, right? So like it's the inflation of those goods. We get that Friday. Those are the two most important things. We get Pepsi's earnings on Tuesday. We get NVIDIA's AI summit today. And then we get Tesla's robot taxi event on Thursday also, for those who care about that.
The impact that those two things, Pepsi's earnings and NVIDIA, are going to have on the market seem to have a decent discrepancy between the two of them, considering I don't think anyone, I mean, not anyone. I don't know, just Nvidia's like carrying the stock market, isn't it? Or has been for a while compared to Pepsi.
Yes, yeah, but it's not like an earnings call, but it's a summit meeting, so everyone's paying attention,
No,
see what
of
news
course.
events come out of it. So
Yeah, it's a hype fest.
Yeah, I don't know what Pepsi could possibly do to just capture my attention and make me think they're relevant anymore. But who
So
knows?
there's a few questions that have kind of popped up. Did Mel end up requesting?
Mel is here, and I've got her waiting in the wings just to be the next topic. So if you want to take us to another topic, I'd ask that you hold off for just a second.
Yep. No, I was just gonna shout out
could do
Nick
some rapid fires
for letting us know that Ton Network apparently halted a few minutes ago.
Oh,
which
that's no good.
I think we should regrade Ton.
You think we should rebrand Ton to Ton of Downtime, maybe? Huh?
I said regrade.
Oh, regrade Ton. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It's got the Rise Up Morning Show curse. Mel, welcome to the show. Thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for being so patient while we brought you up. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing well, and thank you guys for all your help and information. It's really valuable, and really appreciate it all. What's going on right now is that, okay, so I bought a coin off the Matic Polygon Matic chain.
Yeah.
And now I can't sell it. So I convert it to USDC in Polygon, but there's no way I can cash it out. Like, I'm really stuck here. Sorry, I've been up since 5 a.m.
I know it's late
midnight,
there.
so I'm a little bit tired. So
that's okay.
Spare me if I'm not.
We'll
not
try and
making
be
sense.
good
I'm pretty
stewards of your
tired.
time. Tell us more about what the token is, where you bought it, and just to make sure I understand, you bought this token, like you exchanged other tokens for it, and now you can't swap back to anything else.
Yeah, so I bought this token called CARR, CARR, and I bought it at a low, and it just did like 20% in one day. So I'm like thinking, great, I'll take some profits. And the only way to take it was to convert to USDC in Matic, in which I did so. But my Coinbase wallet won't let me convert that to anything else. Phantom wallet won't let me convert that to anywhere else. I'm really unclear as to what I do here. Like, you guys have taught me well, I need to take profits. Like, there's just no point in doing this if I'm not taking profits. But when these things come up, and also the fees, it's just ridiculous. It almost chews up half the profit. Am I doing something wrong, or?
Well,
sorry.
The fees are the gas fees of you sending your USDC to Coinbase, or the fees when you're then looking to sell on Coinbase?
Goes sort of both ways. Like, I'm having to pay fees to buy in, and then I'm having to buy fees to convert it.
It sounds like this might be a small cap meme token. I put it in our chat. Carnomaly is the ticker is CAR, but Carnomaly. A lot of the time, and I haven't verified this yet, but I'm looking at it. A lot of the time, these smaller tokens will have buy and sell taxes. So where they'll get you is you might buy a bunch of the token for really cheap, but then when you go to sell it, there's a 10% tax that they charge you, that they take off the top. So it's immediately worth 10% less. I feel like 10 and 11% are numbers that I see all the time.
Yeah, I typically see 5 is what I thought I saw, but I've seen 10 before too. Yeah, it's a really shitty tokenomic trend that started earlier this year at the end of 2023. But if you want to take your what I would do is I would take the USDC on Poly, and I would convert it to Ethereum, which you should be able to do there because you're on an Ethereum layer 2. And I would take that and then send it over to Coinbase, and I would just sell that. If you can't bring your USDC on Poly to Coinbase.
Yeah, what is the wallet? What is the wallet that it's held in right now? Well, like, what kind of wallet is it in?
Phantom, but my Phantom's also linked with my Coinbase wallet. So.
Oh, okay. So you can use it from your Coinbase wallet interface. Excellent. The other thing you might do is you might try a bridge. If you can't swap it in the Coinbase app interface, I would say connect it to a bridge. And if you're confused about that, I'm going to kick it over to Alex to explain what a bridge is, and maybe we can recommend a couple for you. I happen to know that D-Bridge will handle the conversion from Matic network, Polygon network, to whatever other network you might prefer to use. If I was you, I would be doing Polygon to Base and then cashing out the Base USDC to whatever currency, to AUSD. ASD,
Yeah,
sorry.
so this is Evan, and I've done that before, like bridged from different networks, but with this one I can't do it, which is why I'm reaching out. It was like I couldn't bridge it on my Coinbase wallet, so the USDC in Matic wouldn't bridge. It's just stuck, and I don't know if it's because I bought the coin initially through my Phantom wallet, not Coinbase wallet, that it's stopping me. I'm really puzzled. It's just a so I think convert it to ETH. I think Will's got, I think I might try that one because for some reason it's not converting or bridging to any other USDC that I can cash out.
Yeah, that's what I would. I almost never used bridges because bridges before in the past weren't always the safest. So I just always have like a natural built-in instinct to. I've only used bridges a handful of times, and if it's like stuff, I'll just like convert it into the native asset and then send it over myself. If it's on Solana, take whatever kind of meme coin or whatever it was, turn it into Solana, send it back over to Coinbase. If it's on ETH, I just take it, turn it into ETH, sell it back to Coinbase, and just sell it that way. Because the thing is like, yeah, sure, you'd like it in a stable coin, but at the same time, like, it's gonna be the base asset for maybe a handful of minutes in the time it takes me to then sell it. So like, there's not going to be much volatility experienced there,
And the fees should be minimal.
Oh, that's great. So just one last question. So Evan, you suggested this, Bridget. Is it because I bought it on Phantom, not Coinbase wallet, that I can't bridge it? Would they hold restrictions because I didn't go through them originally?
I'm not sure about that.
No. I would be really surprised if that had anything to do with it. More likely than not, it's just because, and I've actually never looked, but this line of question has prompted me to dig. I would just imagine that it's exactly what we said about the chain that it's currently held on. If you have stable coins that are currently, the wallet doesn't matter at all. What matters is what chain the stable coins themselves are currently living on, and whether or not you are able to move the USDC to the off-ramp platform on that same chain, or if it needs to be somewhere else. And I've actually never, I'm going to try now. I'll do an experiment later and I can post something about it, but I would assume that you just can't move USDC on any network other than ETH to Coinbase or Base now would be my guess. So that should fix it.
Cool. I was just wondering if there was another wallet that did, but I don't know. But thank you guys
just the chain.
for your help.
You're welcome, Mel. Let us know how it goes in the Discord, and we'll follow up there too with you. Thank you so much for the question.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Guys,
I'm
also going to hop off, do a few things, and then start digging through emails.
Good deal.
Well, hey, man, thanks for making time to join us, and we'll catch you on the stand-up a little later tonight, yeah?
Yep, sounds good. Talk to you guys later.
Awesome. Bye, Will.
See everybody.
I'm really, really surprised by that.
That's a really good question. I've never once considered that because I've never ever come across the instance to try sending different, because of course, we've done, experiments for the sake of teaching with, can you still send stuff on Solana to an Ethereum address, that sort of stuff, using these exchange off ramps. But I've never experimented to see if they accept, a basic stablecoin on any number of different networks, which surprises me a little bit, to be very honest. I can't. Well,
here's the thing.
An oversight, if that's correct.
I'm on my Coinbase wallet right now, and I was pretty confident that you could swap. Let's see all the different kinds that are supported. So it looks like you can't really swap. Here's the thing about Coinbase wallet. This is the definitive answer. Coinbase wallet doesn't work like a bridge. And we talked about this yesterday in the class. What's the difference between a swap and a bridge? A swap is when you are changing the nature of the asset, one type of asset to a different type of asset, from Matic to Sol, from Bitcoin to ETH. You're selling one and buying the other at the equivalent market price. You're swapping your Bitcoin for US dollars. That's a swap. But A bridge is when you are transferring tokens across a network, the same way that a bridge is a piece of physical infrastructure that connects two disconnected pieces of land. This is a piece of digital infrastructure that allows you to connect this token to another network. And so I don't think Coinbase functions as a bridge. I think you can buy, I know you can buy USDC on a number of different networks here. You can buy USDC on any EVM compatible network. I can buy USDC on Matic.
Yep.
Another way, Mel, if you're still watching, would be you could sell the Matic for cash, whatever equivalent on Coinbase, add it to your balance, and then buy back base ETH. But boy,
yeah, I mean,
I
the
hate you have to struggle back and forth with it. It's like taking the long way.
the janky bridge option is essentially just buy and sell various things until you arrive at the thing
That's
you
right.
want. But if you're trying to end up on a different chain, you don't really have another option unless you're using a centralized exchange to do your buying and selling, because they kind of handle that for you. But of course, there's upsides and downsides to doing it that way, namely the number of times that you do a thing and the number of fees you have to pay. And I've used dbridge quite a bit. I've never had an issue with it. I wouldn't say that I've used it enough to say confidently that you can't have issues with it, because I'm not like a massively prolific user or anything like that. But
now,
I would give that a shot.
Nita says in the comments, Coinbase will bridge between itself, like moving USDC between networks, which is wow. That must be a mobile only feature then, because here I am looking on the web browser and I sure don't see it.
No, okay. Hold on, let me pull it up here. I think, Nita, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you talking about on the platform itself or as a function within the wallet? Because
sorry, this is confusing too, because we're talking about Coinbase Wallet specifically, which is different from the Coinbase product. I absolutely believe that Coinbase would do that for you.
And within the smart wallet itself, if you select the cryptocurrency token that you're curious about, like for example, if I open my Coinbase smart wallet right here and I look at my base USDC, I can see my full transaction history. I can also buy, swap, bridge, send, receive. So I can bridge right there, pick the network. So
what?
Yeah.
You're on wallet.coinbase.com?
No, I'm in the browser extension of the wallet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You just pop it open. There's a native bridge right there. And now here's one. Just because I'm seeing a couple of conflicting comments. This is really obnoxious, and as a platform that prides itself on user experience and simplicity, the fact that there remained for so long the Coinbase wallet and the Coinbase smart wallet and the Web3 wallet off the same platform is horrific. That is a travesty. And I can't believe how long that has been allowed to continue.
Yeah, and I was just lauding them yesterday. Like, don't get me wrong, the user experience is great in terms of where we have been, but man, we still have so far to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and tech CEO, not to pick on you at all, because you're not necessarily wrong, but that's such a horrible way. That's such a horrible thing that you have to do. That is like one of those big things that's still holding us all back.
Yeah, so the path for people on you. There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, for people not reading the chat right now, transfer to Coinbase wallet, then from there to Coinbase, from there transfer to Solana, from there send to the exchange. Like, we have so many different steps that are required. It's just awful.
My grandma's never gonna do it.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, and I'm 100%. It's a workaround. My only point is I'm using your comment as an example to highlight how terrible the user experience still is. Like, this is the thing. Tiny rant. You know how many times I've heard just some dumbass on the internet tell me that their chain is the best because of the good user experience or the good tech? Like, brother, these things are all the same. They are all the same. I'm sorry. For anyone who's at the user level, who is just trying to buy and sell and do some swapping and send a few things from wallet to wallet, it's all the same. Don't pretend that you're able to discern the difference between 8,000 and 14,000 TPS when you're sitting on your desktop, like trying to just send someone stable coins. It's all the same. The tech is all the same. The user experience is all the same. You have the same steps. Only this year, for the first time, and they've all been in the last 6 months, have we seen genuine user experience changes with things like the smart wallet or Solana Blinks or passkey encryption for wallet access and transaction sending with Warpcast. Like, those are the only things that I can think of that were legitimately major UX upgrades. Otherwise, it's all the same. Connect, approve, sign, read. Like, it's all that drives me nuts when people try to tell me that their favorite blockchain has better tech than the other ones. Like, no, it doesn't. And I'll give you $1 million if you can sit down and explain to me what you even mean by that. Oh, it drives me batshit crazy.
I don't disagree. Okay, and I also just realized I have a favor to ask of you, Alex. And while I do, if you've got a crypto question, please be sure to leave it in the comments. If you're a friend of the show, feel free to request, like Mel just did. Come up and ask us your question. We're live on TikTok, live on YouTube, live on Twitter, and now on Lonely. I almost said 7 days a week. What a wild ride that would be. Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Alex, can you go over to Twitter and check the live stream to see what comments folks are leaving? Because I have a feeling we're not seeing them on StreamYard. If you're one of the 20 people watching on Twitter right now, hey, thank you so much. Welcome. We love having you here. And we want to make sure we're getting your comments too. If you are just seeing the show for the first time, I've got this banner that's just been living on the YouTube stream, discord.gg/riseup for all my folks on TikTok. This is the best place to connect with us when the show is off the air. You can find us there 24/7. You can ask a question without character limits. It's totally free to join. And right now we are running an October special where in the Discord or on our website, but the Discord's the easiest place to find it, you can get access to free live courses. We're doing one free live course every week. Okay. This past week's course was Web3 101. This coming week's course is how to stop losing money in crypto, the most common scams and schemes. And we break them down with examples so you can see what they look like. And I'm here to tell you that even people who work here are taken in by some of these increasingly sophisticated social engineering scams that are 100% avoidable. Last time I checked, right, Alex? Got to be 100% avoidable if you know what you're looking for.
All I'm saying is that I've been here, and small flex, I've been here for years. I have never been drained. I've never clicked a bad link. And I've never been scammed with the exception of sitting in the meme coin casino and buying a rug pull every now and then.
Man, that sounds like a challenge. So
yeah, it is. My only point is, but I'm a very conservative user of this stuff, a conservative investor of all of this crap. And I grew up with my dad, who is, I've had cybersecurity and internet operational security beaten into my head since I was very tiny. It is all avoidable. If you assume that everything is a scam, you literally won't get scammed. It's that simple. And I can't. It's not a volume. It's not necessarily a volume thing. I can't even think of how many times I've clicked on stuff, or if I look at something and I'm like, I just skip it. And that's the biggest thing. You just kind of have to develop that little sixth sense about it. But there are so many like really common ones that we see every single day that you just have to know it's never not a scam.
That's
like,
right.
Anyone who ever DMs you with an opportunity, it's never not a scam. Never.
Yeah, and there are so many, but if you learn a couple of them, it's going to give you enough acumen to start to spot these things as they come up. Although, Alex, I do have a note now in my journal that says social engineer Alex. So you don't know when, challenge. You don't know where, but it's
open challenge to Evan and to all of you. Try and get me. I will absolutely die on this hill.
And the gauntlet has been thrown. If you want to register for that class, there are only 15 slots to take it live. Don't worry if you can't attend. We are going to be doing these 4 classes that we're offering this month on a recurring rotating basis. Web3 101, how to avoid scams, how to DeFi, earn passive yield, swap, send your crypto. And portfolio principles, how to build or evaluate for yourself what your portfolio looks like. And you can get the recording for all those courses now. The link to follow is theriseupmorningshow.com. And I just want to give a little extra special cookie for all my friends who are watching here on the live stream, because the riseupmorningshow.com is we've got links to courses and coaching. We've got links to all the different digital products we have, and every single free thing we do, the newsletter, the live education, the YouTube channel, our Discord server. It's all available for you at theriseupmorningshow.com. The only thing that's missing is you. Alex, we've got another couple questions, and I want to start with our friend Nick's question. Will Sui break the top 10? What do you think?
So we need to go back because there were some really good points that I want to cover. Sui is one of them. Also, quick aside, Evan, let me pull that stuff up and run the share next time, because you got.
Oh, did I mess it up?
No, you did great, but your computer was clearly struggling.
So
Open Plug sponsor the show so we can buy Evan. Now that Evan's got a phone from the 21st century, we need to get him a computer from the 21st century, because I'm pretty sure his is still being powered by a small diesel generator in his front yard. Actually, you know what? A computer run by a diesel generator would probably be an absolute monster.
Shots fired, man. Shots fired.
Okay. In answer to the question about getting my dad on the show, Mom, if you're listening, poke him. That would be great.
I'd love that, actually.
Anyone who's heard me talk about him and never met him usually assumes I'm lying about everything, and then they meet him, and the first thing they tell me after is, I immediately believe everything you've ever said about this man. And that's him in a nutshell.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So the question is, will Sui break the top 10? And I just want to give context for people that it's currently sitting at number 25.
Yes.
Okay. With a market cap of $5.3 billion. We're looking at an approximate all-time high there. To break the top 10, it's got to hit $13 billion. That's Tron. It's got to displace Tron, Doge, Lido, XRP, USD, Solana. And on the way to get there, it's got to surpass Avalanche. It's got to surpass Chainlink. It's got to surpass Near Protocol, Uniswap. Uniswap is right in front of it at 5.5 billion. So do we think it can do it? And what's the time frame for that look like? What do you think, Alex?
Can it? Of course it can. Look at where Doge and SHIB are. Anything is possible. Welcome to crypto. It doesn't have to make any sense for that to happen.
It's just
stupid. Yes.
I couldn't resist.
No, perfect timing. Dude, I amaze myself how many times how many infinitely repeatable sound bites have I given us over the
Honestly, you have many, many more. I have limited this set of the board to 8, but I have at least 40 clips that I have used, and you're a quotable guy, Alex.
What can I
Please
say?
continue though. You know, like what would it take? And do you think it will?
I could see it happening. I think some stuff that needs to change about it is it needs more reasons. You know, like it's fresh, it's new, it's got like the I'm trying to phrase it. It's got, you know, it passes the wine bottle theory, which is something I made a video about several years ago, which is just like, hey, if you're looking at all of this stuff for the first time, pretend that you're at the grocery store shopping for a bottle of wine because you're supposed to bring one and you have no clue what you're looking at. You're going to probably be gravitated towards like well-designed, attractive labels or something with a catchy name or something like that, right? This is me. I am talking about myself. I have no idea. So with crypto, it's kind of the same thing. If you're like scrolling past and looking at all these lists and all of these different things and you have no idea what any of this stuff is, Sui with the little logo and the name and all that kind of stuff, especially now if you look at it in the chart and it's just performance over the last year, it grabs your attention. So, you know, there's that. It fits that. Everyone's yapping about it on social media. So there's that. It's got a long way to go to get into the top 10. So it would take a pretty significant move. And if it did that unassisted, that would be pretty wild. So I feel like it probably takes everything else moving quite a bit. And you got to remember that, you know, in a world where Sui, would you say, Evan, it's at 5 and it would need 13 and
It would
change?
need 13. So it'd need to do a 2.5x from here.
Yeah. So in the world where Sui does a 2.5x and nothing in the top 10 moves enough to make it harder to get into the top 10, that's a little strange. I don't know. It's a hard question to answer just because the honest answer is what would it take and how long could it take for Sui to get into the top 10? It could theoretically happen this week and it could take absolutely nothing at all except a butterfly farting in the right direction.
Now, Nick says something interesting here about the question is, what about it's got this game device? I thought that was Say. Now I've got him back and forth again. I always do this.
It's Sui,
what if it starts to compete with the likes of Microsoft,
it won't.
Sony for gaming market share?
It won't. Don't worry about that. Not anytime soon. This device, I mean, I think the device is cool. Don't get me wrong. I would like to get my hands on one. I would love to see how it works. It's a gimmick. Just like Solana's phone is a gimmick. But it's cool because
until proven otherwise, you think?
Until excessively proven otherwise.
Yeah.
And it sounds like when I say it's a gimmick that I'm talking shit. I think it's dope. When Solana made the Saga and we got Marquez Brownlee to do and Marquez Brownlee did a video on it. For those who don't know, MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee, legendary YouTuber, the biggest tech content creator on the planet. He did a review of the Saga and I thought it was perfect. Highly recommend watching it because it's a great lens, and the comment section is a great lens into the way that the general public looks about this. You got to remember, we are in an echo chamber and it's very echoey. So get out of it for a second and go look at that. These devices are all gimmicky. None of them are going to change the world. It's the same thing with like all these different nodes and all these different miners and all these different meshes and all these. Now we have a couple different game devices because Solana just did the PGS1 or PSG1 or whatever the hell. They're all gimmicky. They're all way too expensive to be massively adoptable. And the only reason anyone is buying them is because of how many airdrops the Saga 1 got. And they're all hoping for more airdrops for these other things. None of
our friend Dave reported back, and he I think when he talked to me, it was a couple months ago. He'd made at that point on the stuff he'd sold like over $1,500 in addition to what he paid for the phone. So it was a great investment.
That's the only reason the Saga 2 has 140,000 pre-orders, not because people can't wait to use this as their daily driver for a cell phone. It's because they're airdrop farming, which is fair. That's valid. But
strategy.
That's the precedent that we've been set by the first one. And the second we start to get more of these devices that come out that do not pay out airdrops like that, that whole market is going to suffer, and it's going to take a seriously viable device to change that. And I don't think we're anywhere near that because that's not the focus of any of these things. Until you have like a blockchain that gets some sort of actual partnership, and I don't mean the kind where we're used to seeing in crypto, but like a real one with Sony. Like also in a world where Sony is now entering the Web3 space, I'm sorry, you don't have a fucking hope. As far as like devices in the next year or two. So I don't think, if anything, that's not going to be the thing that brings Sui up. Hot take, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm very open to being wrong. I'm sure that it will get pre-orders. It already is. But I would posit that is based on airdrops and people farming airdrops.
Now, I don't disagree with anything you said, and I could maybe add a little context, but I want to jump back to something. So our friend Mel is in the comments and has let us know that it appears that her USDC is locked, that she can't transfer or trade it at all. Mel, am I understanding that correctly? And have you tried the bridge? Have you tried the swap? Have you tried cashing it out? Tried swapping it for Polygon Matic, the native token? And have you tried sending it to, for example, your Coinbase account? In that order. Those would be, have you tried cashing out, tried swapping it for Polygon Matic in the Coinbase wallet? Have you tried sending it to the Coinbase exchange? If we're doing this on the Matic network, it should be costing us less than a penny each way, like 5 cents tops if the network is super congested. Can't do anything. That's really concerning to me. And it makes me wonder about what's happening with the other assets in your wallet. And it makes me also wonder, like, is it possible that in buying Carnomaly, you used their platform to facilitate the swap for the tokens. You've got money on their platform where some stuff is locked up. Let me know. And I'm going to bring you back up because we can't let this go. We absolutely can't let this go, Mel. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really strange.
Whoop.
Oh, Mel, when you I don't know if she can hear us. Mel, if you can hear us, when you navigate away, can you hear me now, Mel?
Yeah.
Yes.
When you navigate away from us, your voice cuts out. You can feel free to go back and forth, but just, finish your thought and then navigate away. So do you need to take a look real quick and then jump back to us? It's okay.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I was just looking at what was going on and what I was doing. Okay, so I bought it through Phantom Wallet because Coinbase, I couldn't buy the coin, right?
Yeah, and you're using the browser in your Phantom Wallet to get to this website to connect your wallet to buy it, right?
I used that website, Phantom, to buy the coin, that car coin, right? But for some reason, my Coinbase wallet is connected to my Phantom wallet. So everything I purchase on Phantom shows on my Coinbase wallet as well. So, so then I tried to swap out. Well, I did. I swapped out the car to Polymatic. So I got the Matic, and then I did the Matic to USDC. And now I'm stuck. It's not letting me go anywhere. I can't convert it to ETH.
Mel, can you when you say stuck, what is it? What is it? Just not working, or is it telling you something? Does it give you any sort of indication as to what the issue is, or is it just straight up not working? When you're back.
Yeah, no, she's checking. We're gonna get this figured out for the people in the comment. We're not letting this go until we figure this out.
I think I do need to see this wallet address though. The
yeah,
of course. Really quick, Nick, I love you, but please Google Sony, please. Nick asked, and to his credit, he immediately said, "Tell me if I'm wrong, but all of Sony's revenue, or Sony only makes money. The only thing they have is the PlayStation." Brother, you're so off base, dude. Just take a peek. It's a massive company. They made $90 billion last year, and like 70 of that billion came from stuff that had nothing to do with PlayStation. Yeah. They make everything.
Big time.
They're humongous. There's so much. I mean, dude, all of the other electronics.
Also,
just take a Google. Take a quick Goog.
Also, their catalog, their content catalog, the IP rights that they have, it's
yes.
Massive. It's super massive.
Even I mean, so PlayStation does make a tremendous amount of money, like in excess of $20 billion annually. But in a company that is doing almost 100, it's the minority.
Okay. And while we're waiting for Mel to get back, let me answer another rapid fire question. If you've got a rapid fire question, feel free to drop it in. We're following this issue till it's done. We had one asked, full Web3 adoption by 2030. Alex, I don't know about you, but I'm not betting on it. I think we're going to have $1 million Bitcoin before we have what I would consider full blown Web3. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think we ever will, because for a ton of people, honestly, a lot of the time, myself included, it's worth the cost of centralization for the convenience of centralization. I don't even, here's a weird hot take. I have no interest in like living in a world where there is no centralization. I just want people to be aware of it and then opt in or opt out, and have the ability to do that, and have there be tools that exist for them to opt out. But like, I'm hyper aware of all these things. I use them every day, and many of those times I opt to use the centralized version because it's fast and it's worth 50 cents or whatever the difference is for me. I don't know. But no, mass. When we say mass adoption, we'd have to define like, what do we mean? But no, I mean, we need a ton of stuff needs to change. We need a lot. We have a long way to go.
We need a lot. Yeah, I agree. Mel, I don't know if you can hear us. Whatever you're doing, feel free to keep doing it. But I want to pull on some threads mentally here, and I'm tagging you in general chat just to say, if you have your wallet address at the ready, your public address, feel free to, I just tagged you in the general chat. Feel free to post it there so we can all play along, because the next thing I'd like to do is look into your wallet. I want to see if these are, Nita had a good suggestion.
If you don't want to post it.
I wonder if, there's we've gotten the wrong type of Matic token involved, not because of your fault or anything, but because they're undergoing a migration. But what are you seeing on your side? What are you doing?
So I'm
Oh, we lost you again, Mel.
Yep.
You navigated
As
away.
soon as you close TikTok, we lose you. I mean, my instinct is that there's just no gas. That's my guess.
Oh, no gas. Okay, Mel, go ahead. Say that again because we lost you when you went away.
okay. Sorry.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I even went down to a lower percentage. Like I've only tried to sell half of it. And I've sold it into USDC on Matic, and now it's stuck. I can't convert it to ETH. Can't cash it out. I don't understand.
Mel, I think Alex
This
is right about this. I really think Alex is right about this. And we're going to test it. We are going to need you to paste your wallet in the chat. But Alex, explain what you think first. I think the simplest answer is right here.
Yeah, I always start with the simplest answer. I'm guessing that there's a decent chance you don't have enough gas.
And what he means by that for anybody watching is because she's dealing with USDC on the Matic network, she needs to have
POL.
Polygon Matic's native token to do anything, every on-chain action, a buy, a swap, a send, a sell. It requires a little bit of your chain's native token. It's coin to facilitate that transfer. So she's going to need a little bit of Matic to make that swap happen. And Mel, what I'm thinking is if you paste your wallet address in the general chat, honestly, I'm just going to send you a little bit of Matic and we can see if it works or not. For the future, they have a faucet that you can use. We'll post that in the chat, but I think it just might be the fastest. No. It's going to cost me less than a penny. It's going to be cheap. It's going to be instant. And the personal satisfaction of knowing we solved this problem is going to be invaluable to my ego. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Okay, yeah, this is the thing though. Before we do that, I did have some Matic in my Phantom wallet. So I'm like, why isn't it working?
I gotta see the wallet.
10 words.
Yeah, we got to see the address. Go ahead and copy the address and paste it in the chat for us. Oh, Alex, I really thought you had it with that. I was like, yes, that's got to be it.
Of course, a chance it's not. That's always the first thing I start with because I still do that all the time where I'm like, what the hell? Oh, I need gas every time. Which is the reason that there's just like $1 worth of basically every possible gas token sitting in every wallet I own because I do that daily. Rook, in answer to your question, is it secure to post wallet to the general public? There's a yes and a no. Yes, in that all of us knowing what that public address is does not necessarily mean that like no one can get in or do anything to you just by knowing that address. However, if they know that, it's the same thing as like knowing your email address. So someone could send you a scam. So I do recommend not just like bandying it about willy-nilly, but as long as you practice good operational security when you're doing stuff online, your public address being known is not going to result in you losing money unless you do something with the scam that someone sends you. It would be the same thing as Evan not wanting to post his email address because he doesn't want to get 9,000 phishing links emailed to him this afternoon. It was the same thing.
And to be clear, like Rook, Mel's going to post this in here, and I'm going to let everybody who wants to play along within the context of our community. And then when we're done, I'm going to go back and delete the message because I don't want her wallet address to be living on our server forever. No. And if she would prefer, Mel, if you can hear me, if you'd prefer to DM it, that's totally fine. But we got to get our hands on that wallet address because we have got to see what's going on under the hood here.
Blessed has another good question. How can you see what's happening in the wallet, though? If you know the address, you can pull it up on a blockchain explorer and you can see everything that's ever happened with that wallet from the time it was created until right now.
That's exactly right. And I have etherscan.io up on our StreamYard, but I believe Polyscan is the Polygon Network blockchain explorer.
Yes.
Spelled like it sounds, POLY scan.io. And we actually have a really fantastic video, if I do say so myself. Fantastic in the sense that it fills a needed problem. I don't know if it's good or not. but I enjoyed it, and I think it's very helpful. How to read a blockchain explorer, you can find that on our YouTube channel. And this seems like as good a time as any to remind you that if you're watching it on TikTok, we have a YouTube channel. You can find the links at the riseupmorningshow.com for the YouTube channel, for all the live courses we offer where we do stuff like this. Mel, are you back with us? Have we got an address? Let's see.
The one place I can't copy it. I don't think.
You can't. Oh, TikTok, you mean? Oh, did she post an address?
Yep.
Oh, dang. Right in the live
Where's
stream.
copied?
Wow. Okay, hang on.
Oh, no, I did copy it. Okay, we're good.
Wow, good for you. I can't copy it on my interface.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back on TikTok.
Okay, Mel, hang on. He's oh, you can't paste between devices. Here, paste it in our
got
chat,
you.
Alex,
I
so
got
that
you.
I can touch it too. Can I copy it? It's just me up here, you
Don't
guys.
worry about it. It's right
Okay,
there.
I got you. Now, while we're doing this, if you think this is helpful, I do want to invite you to tap the screen, leave a comment. This is a good moment. If you haven't bookmarked the riseupmorningshow.com, just to come back to it later, and do check out the other free resources we offer, because we've got a lot. We've got the free classes this month. We've got anybody anywhere can buy the recordings to one of our classes. We've got Will's research guide that you can purchase, and most of the stuff we offer is totally free for you to access at the riseupmorningshow.com. And then if you've got a crypto question, like Mel's question here, we would love for you to get in the Discord, get to know us a little better, and then join us live on the show. We're here Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, 12 p.m., or maybe it's 1 p.m. now UTC that we're doing daylight savings, or we're not, or whatever. You can find it all at the riseupmorningshow.com. The only thing missing in our community is you. There are learners at all levels of experience. And this is our favorite thing to do, is to help them every day. So if you think that kind of thing would be valuable as you want to navigate the sometimes perilous place that is cryptocurrency, we would love to have you join us there. Alex, are you
Yes.
looking this thing up, and are you having some success?
Yeah.
That's my drum roll for you.
So
Oh,
so
That's
there is no USDC in this wallet.
what?
okay.
It's all in.
Guys, I think I've put. I don't know where to. Okay, would you be able to guide me through on Phantom where I find the address, please?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Are you on mobile, or are you on the?
Yeah, I'm on a mobile phone.
Okay,
so
no
sorry.
problem.
Yeah.
No problem. What you're going to do is you're going to navigate to the asset where you see USDC on the Polygon network. It should have USDC in the top and then Polygon on the bottom. You tap that, and then the menu that comes up should say, I think on Phantom it's send, receive, or it might be buy, sell, send, receive. You're going to tap the receive button. You're looking for a receive button. And then there will be probably a QR code, I think, in Phantom, and a little address below that that is tappable, which you can copy and then paste. It's going to start with not 0x. It's not going to be 0x. It's going to be like, I don't know, SP. It's going to start with letters on the Solana network is what you're going to be, or on the Polygon network, it is going to start with 0x. I'm so sorry, Mel.
Yes.
It's going to start with a 0x because it's a Polygon-matic address. Come back if that's not doing it for you, and then Alex, you keep the show going, and I will navigate to my Phantom interface on mobile so I can see what the hell is the exact specific step there. That's
No
the
worries.
drawback of streaming from multiple devices in multiple places, is you can't just whip out all your phones. My other phone is in my other room. I'm gonna have to get it and check my maybe I can hang on. No, I don't think I can do it. Mel, let us know if that worked. But navigate to the asset, make sure it's the USDC on the Polygon network, and you're looking for something that says receive.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, if that one that you shared before wasn't the right one, don't post this anywhere. Don't put it in the chat here or anything like that, because people down here are absolutely correct. The amount of time we're spending on this and the number of people that see this, you're going to get flooded with DMs. So just send it privately.
Yeah, send it in the Discord, Mel. And I'm going to take some questions while we're waiting, and we're going to figure this out. How would a music artist best take advantage of crypto NFTs? The most important thing you can do right now is learn. But the same way that the internet made it possible for you to connect with audiences everywhere, NFTs and crypto are going to make it possible for you to do that on your terms. The way you might if you were connecting with them face to face personally. The problem right now is that all the companies that bring you the ability to stream and distribute and connect with your audience, they own everything. And it's a very extractive relationship. Decentralized networks like cryptocurrency networks with tokens will make it possible for you to give a form to more things that fans will love, that will allow them to connect with your story, like not just your music, but also things like they got to meet you, or which give a concert ticket functionality beyond its useful life. All kinds of things that will make it easier than ever for fans to connect with you and to have a meaningful relationship that is not just valuable for you or for them or for a record company, but for all of you by removing the intermediaries. If you want to learn more about that, I really think the best place to start is coinbase.com/learn. Another good place to start is with the book Read, Write, Own by Chris Dixon. Whether you're interested in this as a musician or a dentist, it is really helpful to understand what is different about this new iteration of the internet enabled by tokens, enabled by blockchains, because that's going to help you understand why it matters for you personally, whatever your vocation, your hobby, your interest is. What do we think? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
In short, this stuff lets you prove uniqueness and ownership of digital things. So any artist that creates or transacts or anything with any digital items, whether it's music, video, art, single picture, static pictures, it truly doesn't matter. You can use this.
Yeah, absolutely. We got another good question. For your first Coinbase wallet, do you need to validate with a passport, a utility bill, etc.? This person is asking about what are called KYC laws. These apply in a lot of different countries and jurisdictions where Coinbase operates. And there is a difference. When you're signing up for a Coinbase wallet, you do not necessarily need to provide this. If you are signing up for a Coinbase account on their exchange, like at coinbase.com, then you might have to, depending on what you want to do on their platform. I believe to deposit a certain amount of assets, to connect a bank, to withdraw assets to your fiat currency like cash, you need to do that. You need to verify your identity. And this is so that they can comply with anti-money laundering laws in your jurisdiction. One of the great things about Coinbase specifically is how compliant they are with the law. One of the drawbacks of Coinbase is that it's kind of like, your bank. And many people, in crypto, they kind of wanted to get into crypto to get away from that kind of stuff. So it's a trade-off thing. But Coinbase Wallet's a great product. We both use it. We both use the Coinbase exchange too, right?
Yes. Yeah. There's ups and downs. Like Evan said, there's pros and cons to every single aspect of it. It's centralized, meaning that they can control what happens on the platform. They can lock accounts. They can do all that kind of stuff. So it's very bank-like in that sense. An advantage to banks over this is that there's way better insurance for banks than there is for Coinbase. However, you have a lot more options with your Coinbase account than you do with your bank. Last time I checked, Bank of America doesn't sell Pepe, so there's that. It's kind of, it's just, again, it's just be aware that be aware of what you're. Okay, so Mel, it sounds like Mel has.
Yeah, I said send it in the Discord, Mel. Send it in the Discord. I think she's talking about her address. That was a mission. There is nothing like that. Oh, good. She DM'd me. Here it comes, Alex. I'm sending it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Let me give myself another just to prep myself. I'm gonna give that a drum roll while I send Alex the wallet address, and then wait till you hear the sound effect I've got for when we find it. We are gonna find this. Okay, Alex, here it comes. Just double checking to see. Now I'm gonna let you do most of the driving on this sleuthing in you're going to the Block Explorer because I trust you implicitly and my computer, would appreciate it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna answer a couple more rapid fire questions. So Mel, sit tight. Alex is the best blockchain sleuth I know. I want to pitch this video one more time. If you don't know how to read a blockchain explorer, let me tell you what. This is one of the most important skills you can have in all of crypto. It's a skill that we go over on our YouTube channel in a dedicated video. We'll be glad to post it in the Discord for people who haven't found it yet. How to read a blockchain explorer. Seems technical, but I would say it's even easier than changing your oil if you're feeling intimidated or maybe about that difficult. Doing it the first time, you'll have no idea what you're doing. But then once you see what you're looking at and somebody explains it to you, gives you a little context, it will show you what actually information lives on the record that is in the blockchain. It's the closest you can get to that information. You can see what's in your wallet, where it's been, what kind of activity is happening on chain. It's the whole reason we say blockchain is trustless, because everything there can be verified, even by somebody with no real technical expertise. I'm not a coder or software developer. I couldn't build a front end for a blockchain protocol, a back end for a blockchain protocol at all. But makes it easy for me to know where stuff is. And it's the first place you should look if you suspect you've been hacked, compromised, if you're having trouble with something. It can reveal a lot of information to you. Nick says, if you can't read a blockchain explorer, make sure to get in one of their classes. Listen, let me tell you what, we could do a whole class on just how to read a blockchain explorer, but the best place to start would be that YouTube video. It's totally free. It's about 15 minutes. And it'll apply to any blockchain explorer you go to, but we deep dive, screen share, all that stuff. Thank you for the kind words, Nick. Alex, what are you seeing over there, man? Or do you need another minute? Take your time.
Yeah, I'm guessing that it's gas.
Well, while Alex continues to guess, Mel, will you confirm for us, do you have any Matic tokens in that wallet that are on the Matic network? Just a yes or no in chat will do fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to queue up. If that's the case, I will do the other end and whip out my Matic stash.
Well, and real quick, Mel, I'm going to just DM you on Discord. So this is actually, oh, you have already sent me a friend request. I'm paying attention. Okay, I'm going to DM you really quick just because I don't want to necessarily say all of your wallet information here out loud.
You don't want to talk about that time she bought Harry Potter Obama Sonic Inu? You don't want to out her like that?
No, I'm not going to do her dirty like that.
I have got 10 whole Matic in my wallet worth a whopping $3.82 for occasions just such as this. So Alex, you send that DM. I am standing by to send the requisite gas. And oh my gosh, I have just noticed, look at that big old pimple on my forehead in 4K. Can you believe it? We had a question earlier that I want to address. Michael Oucher said, I heard some pretty good news that Shiba is going to make a big surge. And
what news would that be?
Yeah, if you've got a reliable source, a crystal ball, a fortune teller who's right 100% of the time, or even maybe 90% of the time, just give us their phone number, man. We could make them big on TikTok. Somebody asked earlier, are there any signs before a token hits its all-time high? And I thought this is a really good question, because the question beneath the question is like, how can I, as somebody who's watching the markets, determine if the price of a token is likely to go up, or like what signs should I look for? Are they the same every time? And the short answer is no. Unfortunately, it's not like this pimple on my forehead where my forehead starts to hurt and then my face starts to get red and then a pimple emerges. It's not like that. It might be that you launch a meme coin and it's on a new platform called Pump.Fun the same day that that platform happens to get 1 million users for the first time. It might be that you build a groundbreaking protocol that solves a lot of problems. It might be that you are Coinbase and you release a new token called CBBTC, which is a wrapped Bitcoin asset at the exact time when the rest of the DeFi world is shifting all of their liquidity from the previous wrapped Bitcoin asset. I mean, there are so many macro factors. The best thing you can do is to be paying attention to narratives and to learn your history, to learn about the different kinds of cycles that have come and gone in crypto, to recognize the kind of narratives that people have attached crypto tokens to recognize the big players so that you can know, for example, that AIOZ has been around for like 5 years plus. I think they launched in 2017, and they are continuously rebranding themselves to create reasons for new people who haven't heard of them to buy their token. But we're still waiting for them to deliver a viable product, which is a reason that somebody like me doesn't speculate on it. Paying attention to history, paying attention to trends, hanging out in communities where people have that kind of experience and can give you that kind of perspective, just colloquially, informally, a little bit at a time in conversation is the best thing you can do. I think the other thing you could do is maybe learn technical analysis from a competent instructor. The one who comes to mind is Magic Internet Money. He's on YouTube. His channel is free. He goes live regularly. He's a friend of ours. He used to be here on TikTok a lot. Magic Internet Money. If you search for that on YouTube, it'll come right up. And learning technical analysis helps you to remove emotion. Just look at things like charts, which might honestly be a better predictor for, based on the way this thing is moving or based on the circumstances around its price, taking emotion out of it, making better trades. I don't know, Alex, if you have other advice, but also don't let me distract you because I know you're on the task at hand. Do you have an update for me? You got a little cookie for me?
Yeah. So I'm about 87% sure that it's a gas problem. So let's eliminate that really quick.
Okay.
Wanted to
yeah, I'm ready to send a little bit of Matic. And on the way there, I actually am going to make a stop. And I'm going to give you a crypto fortune cookie per the request of the vice president who's in the chat right now. Today's crypto fortune cookie is a Satoshi in the hand is worth 2 on the centralized exchange. Not your keys, not your crypto. We love them. We have a place for them. And Alex, while I send this Matic, now that we've done a fortune cookie of the day, tell us about who our dog of the day is.
Well, this is Meatball. Meatball's here to react to the fortune cookie.
Oh my gosh.
I hope we can all hear the snorts.
Oh, the snorts are coming in loud and clear, man. Oh my gosh.
It's a really light snort day. She's not going that hard right now.
Okay, Mel, I am sending to your Coinbase ID wallet $1.25 worth of Matic. Don't spend it all in one place. Oh, now here's an interesting thing I noticed too. Alex, I want you to confirm this for me because you've got eyes on the Blockchain Explorer. This is Matic on. Let me see something. We're sending native Matic on the Matic network, right? Mm-hmm. Is what we need to send?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. All right, hang on. In that case, I am going to send you 44 cents.
And yeah, Evan's saying Matic because he has muscle memory, but it's POL.
It's Paul. I know it's Paul, POL. It's terrible. It's just like Sui and say, okay, I am sending it to your Polygon network address. I'm sending you 44 cents. Let me see if I can do this. The network fee. I might have to send you 43 cents. Hang on a second. Don't have the app, get the wallet extension. My goodness gracious. I was doing this yesterday on our workshop. I was like, oh, I got to sign in here. I got to sign in here.
I would say we can finish this post show as well, but
I just want to give everybody the satisfaction of knowing that this is complete. Take a question, Alex, while I do this.
All right. Let me scroll. If you have a question that we've missed as we've been staring at this, trying to fix this for Mel, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to scroll for just a quick second.
Yeah, because I can't let this go, man.
Nick asked, how did I come up with 87%? As is true, Nick, with 63% of statistics, they're pulled right out of the ass of whoever said them. So there you go. That's what I did. I just like saying, I don't like saying, 90% or whatever, because it just sounds made up, and it's just stupid.
It's just stupid.
Do you believe that on-chain analysis for tracking whales still works? Yes, absolutely. However, I would implore everyone to remember that whales can be idiots too. Just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you don't make a bad decision every now and then. So, take it for what it's worth. There's a lot of people who swear by that. Copy trading is obviously a thing. Most bots that allow you to trade, like the Telegram bots and stuff, like Banana Gun, for example, have copy trading features. However, people with tremendous amounts of money, the big whale wallets, are also a little bit more frivolous with it when they make bets on stuff, and they just make a lot of them. So just because a whale does something doesn't mean it's guaranteed. Remember that not only you can see it, everybody else can see it too. So you're not necessarily getting super secret inside information. So yeah, it's not a guarantee, but it absolutely is still a thing that people do. Scrolling. God, I've been a terrible chat steward today.
No, it's okay, man. I've been mostly on top of it. Mostly.
Oh, here's a Nick asked a while ago, who was the first viewer of the show. It might be Neil.
Might be Neil. It might be Neil, and it might be Lisa.
Neil.
Lisa would be my
Tori,
other bet.
and Lisa, the real.
Definitely
OGs.
Tori too. Yeah. Why make them compete?
There was here's a good one. There was a question earlier about Eagle AI, which is one of the newer AI nonsense coins that is making the influencer shill rounds. The question was just, what do you think it can do from here? Without spending much time on it, the short answer is nothing meaningful.
Yeah, and why would you say that?
Because it's stupid. It's just a dumb project.
Yeah, my answer would be, I think it's got a lot of marketing right now for very little proof in the pudding. I don't.
We have no faith in people who market like that still. It's such a turnoff. Like, I don't even want to know more about it because of the methodology of the marketing. And that's a real shame, because who knows? Maybe they could do something. It's hard to say. The problem is it's called Eagle AI, which I already don't like. Why are we putting the name AI in the title? Because we're trying to take advantage of a hyped up marketing narrative in the AI crypto niche, which is almost all bullshit anyway. If you look at projects that have been serious, that have done like real impactful things, and I don't mean impactful in the sense that like they did a huge price move up and then they've bled ever since then. That's not meaningful. That's just crypto. None of them market this way. None of them market by doing a single round where they buy a bunch of videos from influencers and have them shill it. And anyone who pays attention to crypto would know that that's a terrible way to go about it, because I mean, you guys, don't take my word for it. What happens if you're scrolling on TikTok and you see someone obviously shilling a token that you'd be willing to bet money that they paid for? Escape the crypto niche and go look at anywhere else and watch how people do their ads, and then go watch how crypto people do their ad. Like if you're watching a crypto creator do an ad, you're constantly sitting there with the question, like, I wonder if this is an ad or not, because none of them ever disclose it. I don't know. Actually, I don't think that I've ever seen a single one 100% disclosed properly. Wherein you need to
I've seen a
have.
couple.
Okay,
It's a
so
rare bird.
here's what it means, though. That means that they need to open with a disclaimer. It needs to be clearly stated that they were paid to make the video or incentivized financially to make the video. Hashtag ad or ad, just in general, doesn't have to have the pound sign, needs to be displayed in text on the video for the entire duration of it. And you need to say it in the caption. And TikTok actually allows you to check a box for paid partnerships. You need to do that too. I've never seen a cryptocurrency.
I don't think you have to say text on screen for the whole entire time. I think that's a personal preference. I think didn't we have a conversation about this?
If you go and you read the full guidelines, they don't say verbatim that it needs to be displayed for 100% of the time. But I know for a fact that if you only do a little minute of display on a short form scrollable video, it can be construed as not an appropriate length, and you can get got for
Yeah,
that. And it's
totally.
honestly, it's just shady. It's just shady. Like, if you're that ashamed of the fact that you did an ad, don't do the ad in the first place.
I personally would want to have it on screen all the time because I'd like people to know when it starts and ends, and I'd like people to be able to tell my content from what's not right. Real quick,
just
Mel,
look at-
can you hear me? Are you with me here too? Don't feel free like you got to message me back, but I just want to see if Mel's still here. Okay, no, I'm gonna DM her. Sorry.
She's there. It's
Okay.
just simple. Like, the whole rant is just go outside of the crypto niche and look at anyone who does a makeup or a food product or a drink or whatever, anything. They all do it the same way because it's just a recognized standard that you disclose. You copiously disclose. You don't want anyone to watch that and think, I wonder if they got paid for this. You have to make it very known. And on short form video, you can't just say it at the very end, like, by the way, this was a paid sponsorship, because 98% of people don't watch the entire video. So anyone could watch it for any amount of time and not know that it was a paid ad. You did it wrong. Anyway. Did we figure it out?
I'm sorry. I'm messaging Mel now.
All good. All right.
I did swap to USDC. Sorry. Go ahead. Drive the ship.
Yeah, a couple things that we didn't really get a chance to go over today. We've really bogarted the stream today with a lot of tech support, which just goes to show that this is still a complicated and convoluted space with a lot of growing up to do. So we think about that as we go forward. There's a lot of news this week. Oh crap!
And that's not to say that we I really am thrilled that we get to do this for people.
Yes. No, it's a very different feel.
It's very different from the crypto sweatshop that you got pitched that one time at a conference by the supposed advisor to Casper. Oh my God.
But no, we've got. I'm glad Will jumped in to do a little bit of a market update. There's of course appeals stuff with all of the crypto related cases. I had a comment yesterday that said that someone believes the SEC will not attack crypto. And I was like, first of all, welcome out from under the rock you've been under for your entire life. They are actively attacking relentlessly. And actually, the headline that I highlighted here was that Coinbase is looking to appeal from their side, which is great. Because I think it's hilarious when we get a bullshit appeal from the SEC towards the Ripple case, and Coinbase responds by looking to file their own appeal. I think this is the problem. In a world where the SEC is just sort of like running rampant, we need people who can take it and then push back. And there's just not a ton with enough money and resources to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the reason that most cases, like library, for example, how many? It would be wild to know how many could have won their or come out with a different outcome
Different
if
outcome.
they just had the money and the resources. 1 second.
Alex is so upset by the outcome, he literally had to walk away from it. And it's a good point because the SEC, they are a government agency. And while they have a finite budget too, the resources they have at their disposal are a lot different than, say, a struggling startup company who may or may not even have a lawyer retained. You're good. I was just giving more context to the SEC as a well-staffed, well-fed government agency versus anybody they choose to pick on. You with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. My mic's not in my face. I keep forgetting to check whether or not I muted it as I walk away and do stuff.
No, it's totally fine.
Where are we at with Mel?
We are navigating the cash out.
Sweet.
We are navigating the cash out as we speak. Like I said, I have got the sound effect ready.
I was gonna say too, it's a good thing that we're talking about getting out of this thing because this car token, holy crap.
Yeah, tell me what you found about it. I assumed it was like a high tax meme coin just from the story.
What an absolute dumpster.
Oh no, a true clunker. What do you
$43,000 of unlocked liquidity.
Okay, how old is it?
In a $3 million market cap, something that's been around since August 22nd. Go plus quick into 25 out of 100 on Token Sniffer, multiple issues tracked on everything. The tax exists and it's modifiable. The ownership of the contract has not been renounced. It is mintable and transfers are possible.
Mel says LOL fits, and I assume she means Fitzo crypto.
What an absolute dumpster of a project this thing is.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't touch it.
If you are in profit, get out 100%.
Get out.
Don't look back.
Don't look back. And good on you. Someone also said another token. Did you see this one, Alex? SPX 6900. It was trending on CoinGecko yesterday, and it's like number 200 and something. So it's not a, total stranger, but it's I don't know what it does. And with a name like that, it sounds like is that a pop culture reference? SPX 6900. That I just don't know.
If it is, it's one I don't know either.
Okay, well, for fun, tell us what it is and why you like it. And then, Mel, for your penance, you're going to have to say like 10 R Satoshis or whatever the equivalent is.
I mean, I will say in Mel's defense that I have absolutely made bets on way worse.
100%.
Yeah. As long as you're ready to run when you're in profit, then no one's doing anything wrong. It's just funny. It's just like a second I pulled it up, it just got hit in the face with red flags. All the volume is sell volume. It's just this is a whole bunch of people who bought the top and are just waiting to get out.
For Fun says, check out the SPX 6900 website because it's funny. Mel, I sent you a message back on Discord. The button you want to tap is cash out. That's what you want to do with that button. Let me see. SPX 6900. I mean, with a name like that, it better have a funny website. Is it a meme token? I just don't know. Is a meme token.
Okay.
I'm going to let you know about Mel as soon as I get word. Don't worry. I'm monitoring the situation actively. SPX 9069 website. It looks like a really fun meme too, honestly. It's a meme news website about stories that have to do with 69. So I don't know. What do I think about it? I think if it's on the trending tokens of CoinGecko, you might be too late. But also, Mudang got on the trending tokens of CoinGecko early in its life, and people who are paying attention could get a 2 or 3x. The bigger these things get, though, the more likely they are to go to zero. You're playing with a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, I don't know. When I hear about new meme coins, I'm honestly just you ever hear you have that experience where like something happens and you just immediately get tired?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
how I am with this. It's just I genuinely cannot care. Every meme is the same. Every single one. They're all bullshit. You're just gambling on attention, and maybe you'll get lucky and maybe you won't. But there's no like comparing them. There's like 1 in 30 million memes that get created end up with the escape velocity to become kind of like a mainstay. And there you've got literally what? Doge, Shib, Pepe, and probably now Whiff, and the rest of them are still sketchy. And it's just like, okay. Thoughts on any meme. Maybe you'll get lucky. That's the sum total of my thoughts on every single meme that exists. Maybe you'll get lucky. So, like, what's better of those three? They're all the same. They're all the same. Which one do you like better? Which one makes you giggle? Which one do you like the creature that is the mascot of more?
Which honestly can be a good way to pick it. Flipping coins.
That's it. I'll tell you this, if you pick based on which mascot you think is cuter, you're doing a better job than anyone who tries to analyze the chart of a meme coin. I'll tell you that right now. There you go.
There's a project called Interstellar working on the tokenization of wine. I got to be honest, I'm kind of bearish on the name. That sounds like something a bunch of tech bros would call a tokenization of wine company, where they tell you the product is an NFT. And then later on, they tell you that it's up for wine.
Evan,
But
I'm so tired.
maybe not. I know you. I already know where you're going with this, right? Right?
Oh,
You're tired of people selling NFTs, aren't you?
yes.
Wouldn't it be great if somebody sold a product that had an NFT attached? Thank you very much, Keiko.
I'm just so tired.
Okay. I am actively working this out with Mel. So the update is I'm not sure we can cash it out via the bank, but I think we can cash it out, Mel. So here's what I want to do. Mel, I know it's like your bedtime too. I don't want you to worry too much about this. Let's keep DMing in Discord. I'll help you there. If you need to go to sleep because you got to get up and go to work, go do that. It is a stable token. USDC on Matic Network. Nothing is going to happen to it while it rests in your wallet as you get some sleep overnight. And we can come back and do a part 2 for the Victory Lab tomorrow on the show. I will help you in the interim if you've got time. Okay. I just wanted you to know that. And I wanted to update everyone because we're all really invested in this, but it's late over there. And I'm trying to let Mel get some sleep before she goes to work. You know what I'm saying? You can sleep. I mean, right, Alex? She doesn't have to worry. It's USDC.
No.
It's in her wallet. We know it's there. We've got some Matic token. It's just a matter of how do we cash it out? No problem. We can do that. So for that alone, I am going to say, instead of giving us a total cheer, it's done, I'm just going to give us a light cheer. I have a better sound effect queued up for when we succeed, because we will succeed, Mel. Don't fret about it. And thanks for trusting us to help. Alex, are you feeling well met on this fine occasion?
Yeah, just so Nick posted a comment that said Eigenlayer was hacked 4 minutes ago. So,
oh my God, it was. They just unlocked their tokens. Like they just became available for sale. And that's their whole thing is security.
So here's the thing.
Oh no.
Like, okay, just Google stuff. Just look, just like before we sensationalize one headline, like just dig a little bit. So Laura Shin already posted about this, and Eigenlayer itself,
she did,
already talked about this. So the thing was from Friday, so it's been days ago, and it sounds like there is not public consensus on exactly what happened, but it looks like that one of the people, like from one of the inside people in the Eigenlayer team, had their own personal account compromised, and someone sold their tokens in an unauthorized token sale.
Yeah.
So immediately, based on the analysis of what happened is there was an unauthorized, unlisted sale of 1.6 million Eigen tokens. So nothing was hacked except for maybe someone's email. So immediately, like this is one of the problems with immediate information availability. Like there's a lot of I mean, okay, I don't need to go on another rant about it, but just look into stuff. Just take a minute and like if you see something that sounds wild, just like do a little bit of due diligence and kind of poke into it. It sounds like a team member basically just got drained. That's what happened. Eigenlayer did not get hacked. At least there's nothing in any of these 3 or 4 articles I found so far.
No.
Look on chain initially flagged the questionable transaction.
Honestly, it makes me think I wish I'd been paying closer attention to this because I would have bought that dip. That would have been a great opportunity to get Eigen tokens at an even deeper discount.
Yeah, so the Eigenlayer team notified the community that it was investigating the unapproved selling activity of one particular wallet address, which had sold 1.673 million Eigen tokens. Here's the statement from them. In an isolated incident this morning, an email thread involving one investor's transfer of tokens into custody was compromised by an attacker. And then the attacker sold these stolen Eigen tokens via decentralized swap platform. They used the MetaMask swap feature, apparently, into stablecoins on centralized exchanges. Based on the timing of that, it was a net of about $5.5 million. The Eigenlayer team is in contact with and working with law enforcement, and a portion of the funds have already been frozen. The ecosystem has not been impacted by this incident. It is not related to any vulnerabilities with the protocol or the token contracts. So someone important got drained. Eigenlayer was not hacked. It could have been an employee gone rogue as well that's blaming it on something. That is, of course, possible. An insider cashing out. Regardless, though, I just mean Eigenlayer didn't get hacked, and a 30-second poke found that. So just before we over sensationalize things.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know where you heard that. And that's just another great example of don't trust to verify. Even if you hear it on the Rise Up Morning Show, somebody says this thing happened, that thing happened, just do a quick Google search.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of that going around, right? I mean, Helene is the latest victim of just rampant sensationalized misinformation going around. You take one thing that is like factually kind of correct, and then when you look at the context, it actually is completely commonplace. Like the FAA is blocking flights. Like, yes, but for context, they block flights every single day, all the time, for tons of different reasons. I have been one of the people actively blocking flights because people were trying to take off with their personal aircraft in the middle of the president's TFR while they were over Camp David. Like,
oh, don't tell people that, Alex. They're gonna come for you, man.
I know. I'm just saying, like, context is very important all the time.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Can you, Evan? It would be a wild social experiment to just do a show or like make a series of videos. Like this would be dangerous. I don't advocate for doing this. And there's plenty of people who do it every day for a living already. You imagine just like saying factually true statements with no context and making an entire show about it, how fucking insane that could be.
Yeah, sure. Like every year people die for all the people who die from drinking too much water or whatever. Stuff like that.
Like just to say that, factually, however many people died yesterday, from, I don't know what, it literally doesn't matter. And then just leave every other detail out.
Yeah. We could do that. The factually accurate and accurate show. I don't know. We need to get your title.
It's just the way the world works. All we do is like hear one thing and then sensationalize it without doing any digging. Well,
we're not going to do that here. We're not going to do that here. Don't worry. We're not going to switch the format of the show. You can still call us with your crypto questions. Alex, I would love to hear your final thought. I would love to hear your final thought. We're going to take our dogs and ponies and ride them off into the sunset. If you haven't yet, then jump into the Rise Up Discord server, which if you're watching me on YouTube is going to be right here. The Discord server is the place where you can connect with us. You can sign up for this weekend's free course, How to Avoid the Most Common Scams in Crypto. It's where you can buy a recording of last week's course, where we'll post future courses, where you can ask us a question when the show's off the air. And also, I want to draw your attention to the riseupmorningshow.com, because that's where all our good social links live. If you want to check out that YouTube tutorial about how to read a blockchain explorer, that's where it is. If you want to see a past episode of the Rise Up Morning Show, that's where it is. This week, we're going to have an After Dark stream on Wednesday, and you can join us for that right here, same time, same place. If you have a question that we didn't get to that is the best place to do it. I see Rita, for example, says there's a question that we missed. Maybe we can make that last thought, but I just want to give you a second to screenshot these links, and jump in those places because it's a great community. Learners at all levels of experience. The only thing missing, I often say, is you. Alex, have we heard from Rita here? Well, Rita, type your question. Dogs coin prediction. Sometimes when people say answer my question, please, I think they're going to have a problem like Mel, where like they have money they've invested that they just don't know how to get their hands back on. Like maybe I've been hacked and we can really change someone's life. But it's a dog coin prediction.
Question already, Rita. In as much as if you're okay. First of all, I have no idea what crypto you're talking about. There's about 800 billion that are named after a dog or have dog in the name. So honestly, that's my thought. There you go.
It is a token.
Sounds like 1 in 400 million different piles of crap that are named after a dog.
Oh
Crypto
man.
Machinery says that wasn't the question you wanted to end on. It sure wasn't.
It sure wasn't. But if you want our thoughts on, for example, Doge or Shiba Inu, you can find those by looking at past episodes of the Rise Up After Dark show where we do review specific altcoins to show you how to do your own research. Those are on our YouTube channel at Faceless_Labs. If you're watching on YouTube, you already know it. I don't know why I'm looking at you. I got to tell you about it. You can find it there. Papa Aztec, I answered that question. If you're in the Discord, I'll answer it for you again. Or if you leave it as a comment under my video, I'll answer it again. The answer is nothing. It's different every time. Mm-hmm. My final thought is that my new favorite sound effect is this jingle.
Good morning. Rise Up Morning Show.
Brilliant.
Absolutely love it. Shout out to Keith. Thank you again. We are going to be in the Discord server. We'll be back tomorrow. Alex, anything else you want your dog coin to be your last thought?
No, I will say that today, as a Monday, I am back to normal with content, at least for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we don't get stormed again. That really threw me off my game. And then I had friends in town and whatever. But to Firebug 509, yes, absolutely. I will not forget the news updates. I'll have, hopefully, the full and regular content schedule back starting today, which is a 60-second breakdown of some jargon term, a rapid fire news update, and then some longer rant type video where I complain about something. Because I love complaining, and crypto gives me lots of things to complain about.
Man, that's one thing. It sure doesn't disappoint, does it?
Did I upload my prompt hack in Discord? There we go. Maybe. I've done several. Madam Vice President, if you could be so kind as to tell me which prompt hack you're referring to, I will make
and
sure.
And while we're waiting for the Vice President to respond, let me remind you that you can buy the Rise Up Morning Show mug on the TikTok shop now. You are really missing out if you're not drinking your coffee, your tea, your water, your prune juice in this mug. It tastes so much better. I'm going to show it on the YouTube camera. Oh, look at that. Oh, you get my ring light reflection. Sorry about that. Oh, there it is. Thank you very much to Kyle Maddow for the fantastic stellar artwork. You can find it on the TikTok shop. You can find it on the riseupmorningshow.com. And we're only going to do 100 of this style. We've sold I think almost 30 now. So they're ticking. We sold like 15 in the last 2 weeks, and I have a feeling it was because of Tech CEO.
Tech CEO, the king,
he runs that
the king of
mug.
mugs, mug king.
Truly the mug king. Like I'm picturing a car commercial for like the biggest car lot in your city. Tuesday, one day only, be there. And it's that for the Rise Up Morning Show mug. It's the best commercials we have. Better than the commercials we do. Kamala says, the one you mentioned in your live a few lives ago.
I got you. I'll get it in there today. That's probably the research one.
That was a miraculous response for such a vague answer. So way to go, man.
I got you. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know that one too. Yeah. The token, what do I think about this token?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great prompt.
Thank you for the reminder.
It's going to be in the Discord. That's your last chance for today. We're coming back at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. Alex will be here. Will be here. He's gonna have the same Serbian sounding name, and we're gonna still look like two different guys who are or two guys who are two versions of the same font.
Yeah, two people written in different fonts.
And when it happens, we'll share it all with you, my friends. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Until next time, my friends, rise up.